Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to these Royal Rumble 2025 predictions. We are in Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium next Saturday, and it is going to be absolutely unmissable. I'm going to do a watch along for it, obviously. We'll be starting hours before, so stop by, say hello, share your thoughts. There are so many potential moments. This really could be one of the greatest Royal Rumble events ever. We're going to break the whole thing down. I'm going to tell you what we might get and what we can expect, right? And maybe some of the surprises. And honestly, I am so excited. I'm so excited just to do this video, let alone next week's watch along, right? So let's get into it. I Show Speed, one of the biggest social media influencers, is going to be backstage at the Royal Rumble. He was invited by Triple H to be backstage. He can talk to the superstars. He's going to be able to stream. Obviously, we've seen him before. He was at WrestleMania, WrestleMania 40. And honestly, the social media presence is going to be off the charts. Not only is Speed going to be there, I think Logan should be there as well. Plus, it's the Rumble. Everyone, even the most casual wrestling fan, tunes in to the Rumble, right? It is unmissable. So, yeah, going to be a lot of fun. Let's start, shall we, with the non-Rumble matches. We got 2 Rumbles, and at the moment, we've got 2 non-Rumble matches. So this is DIY defending the tag titles against Motor City Machine Guns. It's 2 out of 3 falls. They're going to give this match some time. They're really going to want this match to shine, and it absolutely could, right? So I think we go with DIY. If I was booking this, DIY would stay as champions. They haven't really had the belts all that long. Motor City Machine Guns, I think they can put in a good, solid effort. I'm sure the match is going to bang, but I would keep going with DIY. It would be a bit strange to take the belts off of them and put them back onto Motor City Machine Guns, considering Motor City Machine Guns had these belts at the end of last year. So, for me personally, I would keep the belts on DIY, but maybe WWE have got some bigger plans for these guys. There is a theory doing the rounds that these guys might get involved with the Wyatt Six, and maybe if they're going to engage in that program, maybe they're not going to need the tag titles. So just something to think about there. Then we've got Cody against Kevin. Obviously, we know the story here. Both are claiming to be the WWE champion. Cody is the WWE champion. Kevin just can't accept the loss from Saturday night's main event. So he's been running around with the Winged Eagle Championship. Both belts are going to be suspended above the ring. It's a ladder match. First one to get both belts is the champion. I expect Cody to win. All the rumors, all the talk about WrestleMania is that it's going to be Cody Cena. This is what we keep hearing. And actually, not long ago, it was Cody Rock. There's never been talk of Kevin being the champion at WrestleMania. Now, it could be that Kevin wins and then Cody gets it back at, say, Elimination Chamber. There is another PLE. There is another big show between the Rumble and WrestleMania, but I just don't think you're going to want to mess around with that at this time of year. I think, honestly, you keep the belt on Cody, and it is just full steam ahead towards WrestleMania. Right, there is the Women's Rumble for us to take a look at now, but I did want to just point this out. Crazy Jade said, imagine if Light It Up plays, which is AJ Lee's theme, right? Only for Cora Jade to come out dressed as AJ Lee. The heat would be off the charts, and it would make her public enemy #1. Quite a few people could do that, to be honest. Quite a few could play that music and come out dressed as AJ Lee. That's the kind of thing I could see like Chelsea Green doing to get heat, you know, and laughing her way down to the ring. I thought that was an excellent tweet from Crazy Jade, so shout out to them. What I've done is I've actually jotted down, because I thought that this would be probably the most interesting way of doing it, what I would kind of expect. Obviously not the exact numbers, right? I've just written the names in, but what I've tried to do is put things in certain places for certain reasons, right? I have gone with Charlotte getting the victory. The rumors are that it is going to be her taking on Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. And I know a lot of people are going to be down on Charlotte winning the Rumble because a lot of people don't want Charlotte to constantly be getting title matches and constantly be, like, in their eyes, being handed stuff. But this is the kind of person that Tiffany Stratton is going to have to beat. If her title reign is to mean anything, it's no point just beating the Ivy Niles, the Zelina Vegas, and no shade to those people, but they're not people that are around world championships that often, right? If Tiffany's going to get somewhere, she's got to be beating the Baileys, the Beckys, the Charlottes, and there is a pretty strong rumor that we're going to get Tiffany Charlotte. One of the ways we get there is by Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble, so that's why she's my pick. I believe she's the favorite at the moment. It's either Charlotte, Becky, or Bianca. Those are the three big favorites, right? So I've gone with those. Let's just do a little walk, right? So I've started with Naomi coming out because she has a good entrance, right? She comes down at number 1. Who's number 2? Jade Cargill. This could be really interesting. Someone attacked Jade. We don't know who. What if Jade comes down, starts claiming that it was Naomi, right? Starts pushing Naomi. Naomi could be like, I didn't, it wasn't me. And Jade can be going off, right? And by the time they're still bickering, we bring out number 3, Bianca Belair. Now, these three in the ring at the same time would be absolutely fascinating, because would Bianca know? Would Bianca be aware that Naomi was the one that attacked Jade? We don't know that it's going that way, by the way, but this could be an option for the start. And, okay, we wouldn't be getting, like, fighting and in-ring action, but it would still be absolutely captivating to see these three in the ring, like, talking about this attack, because this attack was a big deal at the end of last year, right? Who attacked Jade Cargill? If we start the Rumble by getting some big allegations and, there's a bit of pushing and whatever, it could be really interesting, really interesting. Of course, we need to get the Rumble underway. So bringing out like someone like Nia next makes a lot of sense. She can get in there, start pushing people around, and then, we're up and running. Bring out another heel as well. Liv Morgan, she can come down. Bring out another heel, Chelsea Green. So at the moment, these would be faces. These would be heels. So we're even at this point, right? Then we can bring down Dakota. We could bring down Io. They could be working together. We need Michin to get in early so she can go after Chelsea. Chelsea's going to be panicked because she's got to deal with a lot of faces right now. That's when we can bring in Piper Niven. And then I feel like we need a bit of a shock. We need a bit of a wake up. That's where I'm thinking go Giulia. I mean, that would be awesome bringing Giulia in. She's one of NXT's most exciting talents. And then I was thinking like Nikki Bella, because I was thinking about a shock. And I decided to go with Giulia. And I don't know if we would do Giulia and Nikki like side by side. Maybe we'd have to space it out a little. But Nikki Bella is apparently in talks with WWE for a return. This would be a great place for that return, right? Then we fill it out a little bit with Blair, Zelina, Ivy. Boom, we drop Charlotte. We know Charlotte's going to be in the Rumble, so drop her in. I was thinking then about last year, we had the TNA Knockouts champion. That was Jordynne Grace. I think we just do the same this year. Masha Slamovich is the current TNA Knockouts champion. It makes sense to put her in because there is that partnership with TNA, and so it should be represented here in the Royal Rumble. Lyra Valkyria, of course, is current Women's Intercontinental champion. Candice LeRae can go into the Rumble. Jordynne Grace can come out. She's done with TNA. We believe she's signed with WWE. That makes sense. Natalya, Cora Jade's coming in, is a big name down in NXT and is currently engaging in a feud with Masha Slamovich. So those guys go together very well. Bayley can come in. Obviously a big name. We're obviously getting towards the end of it now. Zoe Stark, Raquel can come in, and I really like the idea of Liv having to go the majority of this without having Raquel. And if Liv is still in there, the relief of Raquel coming in, I really like that. We have had a few, Chelsea and Piper quite close together, but I like the idea of Liv having to really show that she is an excellent champion in her own right by having to survive a lot of it and then having Raquel come in at the end. Stephanie, down in NXT, a wonderful talent. This could be a place to showcase her as well. Shayna Baszler, and then bang, we bring in Becky Lynch. I was wondering, like, Roxanne Perez, she's in a feud with Bayley at the moment. I sort of feel like it would make sense for her to be in there. Could you actually do that AJ Lee idea, but with Roxanne Perez? Bring her out that way, and, like, people going crazy. And then she goes after Bayley, and then actually bring in AJ Lee. Now, this is not guaranteed at all, right? Don't get excited about this. AJ Lee, I would love to see come into the Rumble. There are no guarantees about it at all. She is the big name I think a lot of people are hoping for. One name on here that is missing, Alexa Bliss. And the reason for that is because she's got a contract dispute at the moment. We don't know when that's going to get resolved. What we do know is that when she was going to return, she was going to return as part of the Wyatt Six, or she was going to do something with the Wyatt Six. And apparently she was going to come back on like a Raw episode. So I don't get the impression that they were really looking for her to be in the Rumble, because if she was going to do something with the Wyatt Six, would she really come out into the Rumble? Like, it feels like she would have been moved into whatever that storyline would have been. Someone else missing would be Nikki Cross. I just don't see the Wyatt Six getting involved in the Rumble. I don't see them wanting to, like, try and win this to go on and win a world title. Like, they're trying to right wrongs at the moment. They're trying to bring justice. Yeah, they're standing up for the underdog. Yeah, like, they went after Chad Gable because of the way that he treated Otis and Maxine and Akira Tozawa. They went after The Miz because of the way he treated R-Truth and Bo Dallas back in the day. Like, they're going after people for specific reasons. Them being in the Rumble doesn't quite work or fit in my mind. So that's why I left Alexa out. We don't know about her contract situation. Plus, also, when she was going to come back, she was going to be in the Wyatt Six. Does that really fit with a whole Rumble vibe? I'm not convinced, to be honest. I'm not convinced. Let's have a look, shall we, at the men's, because I've got the same for the men. So here, look, I've gone with John Cena winning, which I think will please a lot of people. The question has been raised, though. John Cena is advertised for Elimination Chamber, but I don't think he's going to compete there. I think what we could see is him doing a promo. I think have him win the Rumble and then wrap him in bubble wrap, because this is his last year. Like, honestly, have him doing some pretty soft matches between now and WrestleMania. I don't even know if I'd have him doing that many matches. I think WrestleMania is huge. I mean, the rumors are it is going to be him against Cody Rhodes, and that is going to be our main event. And it could be. It absolutely could be, right? Some people are thinking he won't win the Rumble, but he'll win Elimination Chamber. It absolutely could go that way. But I think, why run the risk of injury? We know how unforgiving the Chamber is. So why run the risk? I think the bookies have got him as a pretty firm favourite, and they've had him as a firm favourite for a long time. It'd be silly to just ignore that. He is the rumoured main event against Cody Rhodes. Really going against that and picking against that doesn't really make any sense. So yeah, I've gone with John Cena winning this. It is worth mentioning that these would be the final four. That's why they're coloured in. So Bianca, Charlotte, Becky have been the big rumours. If AJ Lee is in, then I'm thinking she gets to the final four. Certainly if she comes in at 30. And I wonder if we do Charlotte versus Tiffany, Bianca versus Rhea. Maybe she wins the Chamber. And then I wonder if those two eliminate each other. And what we do at WrestleMania is Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Wow. I mean, two of the biggest female stars. I don't know that it would go that way. I mean, we are really getting carried away at this point, but that would be amazing, right? And here I've got my final four. Could you imagine them all going back into a corner? Roman, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, John Cena, all in a corner. I mean, just having those four guys in the ring at the same time would be incredible. Having one go in each corner, because you normally see that when we get down to the final four. One goes into each corner. incredible. So let's do a walk down this, shall we? There is one name missing, well, a few actually. Malakai Black is missing because I really don't know when his contract is up. We'll have a look at a tweet he put out because he was being a bit cheeky and teasing that he could be in this, but I'm not sure that his contract is going to allow him to be, because I think he's still under a deal with AEW for a while, but we'll come to that. I was trying to think, how do we start this off? I'm not too sure, but maybe Finn Balor, Damian Priest. Maybe Damian Priest has gone to a different brand. Maybe we just do a little something there. You know, there's a rich history with Judgment Day and everything. So, and then I was thinking, well, you could bring in Dominic Mysterio. That could be interesting. And then, you know, I wanted a shock. I was thinking, do I go Rey Mysterio? But I feel like that's a bit predictable. I would bring in Rey quite early. I think people would like to see Rey and Dominic going at it again. But I thought Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is the current TNA champion. Really over, really popular. Makes sense. I think he'll be in the Rumble. Makes sense to drop him in early. Then I've gone with Bron Breakker, just a machine, you know, just go in there, start smashing people. Drew McIntyre coming in early because I think he needs a bit of an excuse because he's not going to win this. I don't see him winning this. Same with Jay. And Jay, I was really considering starting it off because his entrance is so big that it makes sense for Jay to be 1 or 2. But we did that last year. Are we really going to do it again this year? So that was the reason why I didn't do that. But Jay absolutely could start this thing off because his entrance kind of screams for it, right? So, but we can't keep doing that every year. We can't keep making him 1 or 2 in the Rumble every year. So I've just put him in at 7. Femi coming out. Femi, the current NXT champ. I thought that would be really good, really fun to see him make his way down. Jeff Hardy for a surprise. People want shocks. They want moments. Jeff Hardy could come out. And I think Jeff comes out first. Because if we bring out Matt Hardy first, I think you know that Jeff Hardy's going to come out. So I think you have to do Jeff first. So bring out Jeff. What a moment that would be. Could you imagine the music hitting? Could you imagine? Then I would go Jimmy Uso, Penta, crazy over at the moment, so that would be really good. Kofi Kingston's always in the Rumble. Don't think he goes to do his his elimination spot. He's a heel right now. Why should he try and please the fans? Shinsuke, current United States champion. Matt Hardy, as we said, because Jeff was in. Andrade, and then boom, number 17. I love this idea. He's trying to be the 17th world champion, like 17-time world champ. Bring him in at 17, right? I like that. I just thought it was a good little thing. Randy Orton as well. Probably not coming out right after John, but I was just thinking of Randy. Randy coming back. We don't think he's actually injured, so him coming back would make a lot of sense. Solo needs to be in it. We haven't seen Solo in a while. Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, Omos is done in Japan. And he's got to be done at this point for some reason. It's a weird time for him to go, I'm done now, over in Japan. Like, surely that means he's in the Rumble. LA Knight, Braun Strowman, Trick Williams. Imagine when his music hits. NXT, the aura is off the chart, right? Then Seth. I think CM Punk comes in quite late. Again, we need to wrap him in bubble wrap. He missed WrestleMania last year, so I think he's got to come in late. He got an injury in the Rumble last year and then missed WrestleMania. He was on commentary for like one of the matches. He needs to get to WrestleMania. Speed, I do think there's a chance that Speed will be backstage and somehow will find himself being in the Rumble, right? It's probably not going to go very well, and I'm thinking we bring out Logan quite quick to kind of give him backup. They're not going to last that long, or certainly Speed won't, but I could see something like that, what with him being there and being backstage. Imagine him live streaming as he's walking down the ramp, like, I can see it. Logan, and then number 30, Roman Reigns. Are we going to get The Rock at 31? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think The Rock is at WrestleMania competing this year. People are going to want it. Lots of rumors that 31 will be The Rock. Honestly, I think it is Cena Cody. I think it is Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania. And so I don't think we're going to be getting The Rock coming out and all that sort of stuff. So final 4 would be Cena, Seth, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Those 2 I think would somehow eliminate each other. That then means they have a match at WrestleMania, likely main event night 1. Cena goes on to win after eliminating Seth. Seth is rumored to be in the mix Don't know what WrestleMania is going to hold for him. Maybe he still goes on to face Gunther. But Logan and Gunther is also rumored, right? But I don't know if that's for Mania. So, yeah, lots of talking points here. Lots of talking points. Jacob and Omos being face-to-face. That would be sick. I know some might look at it and go, oh, there's not tons of surprises, but I would argue there's enough surprises with, like, the Hardys and with Speed coming down and some NXT talent in there as well, right? Plus, you know, what we've had in the women's. Joe Hendry as well, early, so that he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I think there's enough there. Like, we have got a lot of talent on the main roster. There is actually a lot of talent that are not, it's not even in the Rumble, that probably should be, but it is so stacked that this is kind of where my head's at. You, of course, can change the order around. None of these numbers are really set in stone. It was more just a case of getting some names down so that we could really dig into things. I wanted to make this quite a rich predictions video that had quite a bit of substance to it. Final Four, all of that stuff, yeah? So those are my thoughts. We had this tweet. So this tweet here, Malakai Black watching the Rumble on his IG story. This return is about to be generational, says Fade. So he's very much teasing that he's watching the Royal Rumble, kind of teasing it's next week, you know, could he be in it? Sometimes when we see these sort of teases, nothing comes of them. And I heard a rumor that his contract won't allow him to compete for WWE or go into WWE until mid-Feb. Don't know if that's true. There is a chance, but I'm just not going to expect it. And we might as well finish here with Charlie, who says the Royal Rumble is next week, so it's time to mentally prepare yourself to have your standards set to a normal level. Every year, people lose their shiz because there isn't 15 returns and 10 legend appearances, as if their expectations aren't in heaven. It is true, people do get very OTT. The vast majority of this is going to be the roster that we know and love, and that is fine because the roster that we know and love is stacked, right? There will be some surprises. We just don't quite know what, and that's the joy of the Rumble. So those are my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Again, we will be back next weekend with that watch along. Stop by, share your thoughts. It's going to be a great time, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.